Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Krisdian Putri with student number 24110106018. In this session, I will explain about conditional sentence type 1, 2, and 3, and then direct and indirect speech include a statement, comment, request, and question, and then for the last is gerund. Okay, for the first is conditional sentence. Conditional sentences, commonly known as suppositional sentences, are sentences that state that something will happen if certain conditions are met. These conditional sentences have two clauses, the main clause and the if clause. The order of these two clauses does not affect the meaning. There are several forms of the conditional sentence. For the first conditional sentence, type 1 or possibility. This is used when the assumption states that something may happen in the future or even now if certain conditions are met. And the formula is, for the example, if I have money, I will buy a new car. It means there is possibility for me to buy a car. And the second is conditional sentence type 2 atau unreal present. While type 1 states something that may happen, type 2 is the opposite. It states something that contradicts what is currently happening, so the likelihood of occurring is very. And the formula is, for the example, if I had the time, I would go to the beach with you this weekend. It means I don't have the time, so I don't go to the beach this weekend. He will tell you about it if he were here. The fact, because he is not here, he does not tell you about it. And the last is conditional sentence type 3 or unreal past. This is used to express something that contradicts what has happening in the past. And the formula is, for the example, if we had known that you were there, we would have written you a letter. The fact is, we didn't know that you were there, so we didn't write you a letter. And the next, I will explain about direct and indirect speech. Direct speech is a sentence spoken directly by the speaker or the first person and written exactly as spoken. For the example, direct speech like John says, I'm ill. And in indirect speech, John says that he is ill. And the next, I will show you a table of the change in verb tenses from direct to indirect. And then I will also show you the change in time and place expressions. There are several types of indirect. The first is statement. That is a declarative sentence using the words said, informed, explained, answered, or added. The pattern is, and for the example, in direct speech, she said, I booked a new laptop yesterday. And in direct speech, she said that she had booked a new laptop the day before. The second is imperative. An imperative sentence is used to give orders, commands, requests, or instruction. In reported speech, imperative sentences are usually reported using tell for commands and ask for requests. There are two patterns. The first pattern is positive, and the second pattern is negative. For the example of positive, like Dina said, go away. And Dina asked him to go away in indirect speech. And in negative, for the example, like Nina said, don't smoke in direct speech, and Nina asked him not to smoke in indirect speech. And the third is question. An interrogative sentence is used to ask a question. The first is yes or no question, with the pattern For the example is in direct speech, are you happy? And then in indirect speech, he asked me if I was happy. You can change the us with told or wonder or wanted to know. And the second is WH question with the pattern is and the example in direct speech, where do you go to school? And in direct speech, like he asked me where I went to school. With the notes, you can change us with told or wonder or want to know. And the last is reported request. It's used when we report or describe someone's request without using their exact word. It's commonly used to make the sentence more formal and indirect. The patterns for positive request is, and for negative request, example in direct speech, she said, please close the door. And in direct, she asked me to close the door. The word please shows that it is a request, and in reported speech, said changed to us. The sentence starter changed to object me, plus to, plus verb close. Okay, the last I will explain about gerund. Gerund is a verb form ending in ing or verb ing that is used as a noun. For the example, like playing badminton is fun. Playing is a gerund. In that sentence, it functions as a subject, and playing badminton is a gerund phrase. There are several functions of gerund. For the first, like as a subject. For example, like swimming is my hobby, looking after children requires patience, and the next as an object, like I don't like smoking or he hates getting up early, and then as a compliment, like my hobby is reading, and then as a prepositional object, like in, on, by, for, about, with, and the example like I'm interested in learning English, she declined the offer of being promoted as the sales manager. And then as the object of certain verbs, like for example, like I enjoy talking to her, they finish collecting the data, and the next as an object following a verb with the preposition to, like get used to, take to, object to, look forward to, confess to. For example, like he is looking forward to seeing her, the object to financing the orphans. And then the next is as a noun modifier to describe the function of the thing that described, like for example a diving board, and then a waiting room. And the next like use of their possessive adjectives like my, your, his, her, our, their. For example, like I appreciate his spending time with the kids, and then her coming late makes her teacher angry. And the next is the verbs need, want, and requires take on a passive meaning when followed by a gerund. Like the house needs painting. It means like the house needs to be painted. And the next is expressing prohibition, like no smoking, no parking, no speeding. And the last is there are some verbs that can be followed by a gerund or the infinitive, but these verbs have meaning that are starkly different when followed by a gerund versus the two infinitive. These verbs are like a racket, forget, remember, stop. The example like I stopped to smoke and like I forget to give. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you for your all attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.